Oh, yes. Tomorrow, BYU. What's the time tomorrow, Ernie? What's the time on the game tomorrow? Give me the whole lowdown on Aztecs versus BYU.
Aztec warm-up show at 5 o'clock right here. And then at 7 o'clock, Ted Leitner, Rich Ornberger have the call as the Aztecs take on the Cougars from LaValle Edwards Stadium.
This has been a hell of a rivalry over the years, no question, going back to the old WAC days. Joining us right now, he's in charge of special teams coordinator. Doug Deakin is joining us right now. Coach, how are you today?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for talking Aztec football.
It is always a pleasure here on the proud home of the Aztecs to talk about this. Before we get to this game specifically, Coach, let's just talk about how this season has been. I mean, it's been crazy for everybody, so it's not like one school has an advantage or disadvantage or another school. But from a coaching standpoint, what kind of challenge has this 2020 season been for you?
Well, we're really proud of our guys because the challenges you got to sacrifice time with friends, family to really be able to be isolated, quarantined, and quote unquote our bubble or best of a bubble. So certainly the sacrifice of spending time with others and doing things that you would normally be able to do. So we're really proud of our guys in terms of practice and things like that, and meetings especially, over Zoom or, only a capacity can be in meetings. So that's been a challenge because in-person meetings and then to hit the field have been what we know. But now it's been more so virtually, and then time constraints as far as how long you can be in groups together. So those are a couple of the challenges, but we're really proud of the guys and the way they've responded. And obviously we've been able to play in consecutive weeks, unlike other teams this year. So very proud of our guys.
Coach, you guys had back-to-back special teams touchdowns a week ago, one from Jordan Byrd on the kickoff, one from B.J. Busby on a punt return. A, did Brady give you the game ball? And B, explain it to us like we're five. What goes into breaking one of those big returns?
I did not get a game ball.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Coach.
They got it's all the players, I'll tell you that much. Try and put them in position, let them know some vulnerabilities on other teams, and then ultimately it's them executing. And what made it happen, to explain in layman's terms, guys closed on their blocks. They used great technique in moving their feet. Those plays they have to be sustained blocks. They're not, as I call them, they're not one-hit wonders where you just take a shot at the guy on a block because usually they get off and are able to rally to the football. And then it takes a guy that can run 100 meters in 10.3, the New Mexico State champion, Jordan Byrd, quite frankly, just outrunning everybody to the sideline. But it took all 11. And for B.J. Busby, did a great job of squaring the ball up. Just like what we like to do in our love life, and out-kicking our coverage, while CSU's punters was top in the NCAA until getting two blocked versus Boise with a 49-yard average. He hits that ball 54 yards, and B.J. Busby is the benefactor of squaring up, catching it, and then his teammates working their butts off to get in position, just inside positioning, able to get their hands on inside leverage of their player. And then BJ, you saw, just makes one cut, gets north, and then he's got two lead blockers in front of him that work their butt off to finish and pave the way for him. So really excited for him. And I didn't get the game ball because they got a kick out across the 50. And anytime your kicker in Matt Ariza, the hometown hero out of Rancho Bernardo, leads your kickoff in a game on two tackles, we didn't cover very well. So I did not deserve the game ball there, but the return teams, certainly they got the game ball in the special teams meeting.
Coach, for somebody who played on special teams here at San Diego State, you've been part of this program for a while now. What is the one seed that somebody planted in you that is still very important that you pass on to your crew?
It's such an important element to the game, clearly evident last week in putting points on the board, whether it's PAT field goal, whether it's your return teams, and then field position, and change of momentum on the coverage teams, because clearly you get the ball outside, the 25, then that return team is adding an element to your team. Otherwise, a fair catch or a touchback gives the offense at the 25. Similarly on kickoff, if it's not a touchback, that ball better be tackled inside the 25. And now the opponent's drive result, if you look over the statistics, it significantly decreases anytime you pin the team inside the 25. they start getting across the 25 and starting field position, all of a sudden drive results end in points more often. So the seed that planted me, it was my chance to get on the field. As a player, man, at San Diego State, the receivers in my class was DeMarco Sampson, Vincent Brown, 2 1,000-yard receivers. I worked my butt off to try to break, that starting lineup, and clearly those two guys were all conference players. So my opportunity to play was special teams and to make an impact. So that's clearly the message to our guys. When they get on special teams, they earn it. And then secondly, they have a huge chance to make big differences in the game.
BYU. And when you say BYU to San Diego State fans, Coach, not a lot of smiles. No, this is a bitter rivalry that has sort of come and gone over the years. In fact, the last time the Aztecs were where you guys are going to be in Provo tomorrow, we had the controversy about the replay. Brady Hoke was the head coach back then. I know Coach Hoke wants to downplay a little bit, but there's a little bitterness there. You beat these guys last year here, and they'd like to have a little revenge. I know this is on your decision, Coach, but how would you like to see a rivalry, non-conference rivalry matchup with BYU on an annual basis?
Oh, it's always a great game. Now, BYU owns the advantage, unfortunately, and very heavily lopsided. And 28-1, I believe, is the score. As I told the guys, I would love, that'd be it's a great game, and they're a great team. And it's too bad they went independent. However, if it would be that's not my call, but clearly you're asking me, so that'd be great to play them every year because, again, the history with the two schools being formerly in the same conference, I think that'd be a great touch because, to me, that's what college football is so awesome, is because of the pageantry, the tradition. It would certainly be something we'd be fired up if we were able to do.
Well, a win tomorrow will do something Aztecs have never done, and that is beat the BYU Cougars in consecutive years. All right, never happened before. So, Coach, I know it's going to be a team ready to roll right now. We're not even going to talk beyond tomorrow because tomorrow is the focus. Coach, we always appreciate the time. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a million. It'll be a white Christmas there tomorrow. Sounds like we're going to get a little snow, so we got to make sure we hang on to the ball and make the difference. Thanks for talking Aztec football, man.
All right, there he is,
Aztecs,
Doug Deakin, our special teams coordinator at San Diego State.